Moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And we outside, well, I'm inside, but we outside of the studio. We're here at Standard Distributors here in Canaan, Tobago. And of course, you know, they have so many sales ongoing and we want to be a part of it all. But we're going to switch gears a little bit this morning. This morning we speak with Mr. John Arnold, a man who wears many, many, many hats. And right now we're talking about Tobago Star Quest Next Level. And if you don't know about Tobago Star Quest, what that is a platform for persons in Tobago with talent, hidden talent, or talents they're not too confident to share. They have created a stage for you to come forward with your talent. And we're now into the semifinals. Yes, last night was the first one, and we're going to get some insight on that from Mr. Arnold this morning. Good morning, Mr. Arnold. And
morning. Yeah, I'm pretty excited and pretty buoyed after last night's show. I think everybody who came, you know what's funny last night? We finished at 8:30, and people were now coming in to pay to come in, and we had to inform them at the door that the show is finished. We started at 6:59, 7 o'clock on the dot. You know, I really believe that we have to start respecting audiences, and that's something I'm committed to this year, making sure that we all suffer with the what I call the Dr. Mackenzie syndrome, where you start everything on time. And we kicked it off at 7 o'clock, and we ran a really smooth show. It flowed well, and amazing talent. I think everybody, they pulled all the stops last night, and I'm just disappointed that you didn't make it, but I know you're missing the second one.
That's right. You know, viewers, you might know that I, too, am a part of the Tobago Star Quest Next Level production. And, you know, I'm really happy to know that it went smoothly. And we had 19 contestants?
Last night was 18. Yes, because one contestant fell sick, and they weren't able to be there, but it was really amazing. I think one of the things last night, you saw dancehall, you saw soca, you experienced pop, you experienced gospel, you experienced R&B. This was all really good. So I think the diversity was on display last night, and the judges, I think we had 2 from Trinidad. We did have 2 from Trinidad and 3 from Tobago, and their work, they had it. They met for like half an hour after, just trying to tally and so on. So what we're going to do, Adanna, is those results from last night are sealed. And next 2 weeks, on the 28th, when that is finished, we will then collate both marks and take the best 10.
To move to the finals.
To move to the finals.
And you know, when you're talking about, I mean, people thinking it's a talent show. It's not just a talent show. I've seen the entire journey. I was on the entire journey, and I've seen some talents, and I am like, where were these people all along?
Yeah.
You know, so I know that the show, especially last night, to the semifinals aspects of it, was a show of quality, because the persons who were on the cast for last night, I mean, they brought it. You know, so I am certain. I mean, Tobago is ripe with talent, all types of talent in terms of production, singing, dancing. You know, all types of talent reside here on the island of Tobago, and it's so amazing that the platform was provided for them to showcase their talent. And I was, you know, able to interview some of the contestants before they took the stage, you know, and you know, the young guys, the guys on the steel pan, you know, and I'm like, these young boys, they're so into their talent, so amazing. And you know, it's like they're playing the pan, and it's like, I could play this. You know, this kind of the confidence, you know.
The future really looks good when you see the amount of young persons that are into it. And I mean, the only thing, I mean, some people may be disappointed with some of their performances, but I always try to tell everybody, we've got to stay humble. You've got to understand that's life. And you have to keep working. The thing about music, thing about the performing arts is something you can't stop. You can't ever think you've reached, right? Even at my age, We don't reach, we're still learning, still practicing, and that never stops. That journey never stops. You do that right until the end.
And even in life in general, in any skill, any talent, even in my field, you keep practicing. And I keep telling the younger ones, you have to practice every single day. And what was interesting to me is, where do we go from here in terms of harnessing the talent in Tobago? Tobago StarQuest Next Level is just one platform. We can only do so much. Where does it go from here in terms of investment in the arts?
Right. And that's a beautiful question, which means that we have to have the coordination. We have to have the coordination of the agencies, right? The governmental agencies, private, corporate citizens, organizations. And then we have to have a robust system within the education system that affords us the opportunity to have that kind of developmental thing taking place. What I want to tell you, though, is next year, we're hoping to have a very strategic upfront, maybe 2-3 months before, where we have a developmental session where we bring talented people right into a place, and we have skilled people who will now teach them some of the fundamentals. And especially in the aspect of music, what I've found is pitching, intonation, projection. Those are 3 areas we've really got to work. It's really, really a problem for several persons in Tobago. That issue of pitching, staying in key. And there are ways to deal with that. And we're hoping that the sessions, the developmental sessions we hope to have, workshops, will really help persons to come to those. Make sure, and I don't care what they sing, calypso, reggae, you've got to be in key. And so we're hoping that people come to that, and that will help us now to have the right kind of talent coming forward in the StarQuest 2025. It's going to be big next year.
I believe it is going to be big. Just the traction it has been receiving for this year. I mean, just coming out of nowhere, you could say, and providing this platform. And when you look at the interaction and the social media pages, and you're seeing the support coming from people in different communities, they're looking for that person. Let's say, for instance, from my home, they're looking for me on that stage, and the entire household is there. They're behind the Facebook page, and they're plugging in, and they're saying, yes, you go, girl. So, the community is growing.
And that, I'm glad you used the word communities, because I think that is one of the more powerful things that we have really been able to push, that these persons come from all these various communities. We've seen people from Belgarden, Roxborough, Canaan, Plymouth, Castara, Palatavere.
Yes.
And the one thing, even last night I was watching one of the guys singing, he's from Palatavere, and I said, well, what do we do? How do we find a place for these guys? And you're right, how do we find a place for the next level? How do we move them from this place of StarQuest to maybe developing and really taking and honing the craft and, really getting them into a place that it becomes viable for them.
That's right. And I was just about to say, when we look at other models in the United States and the UK, how they kind of bring them in that place. They provide the support for them, and then they end up with a contract somewhere.
Yes, and opportunities.
I'm hoping that's where we're trying to go with StarQuest, providing that opportunity for our talent.
I mean, the only thing is that we don't have the avenues like for example, AGT. You saw the comedian guy got a job opening for somebody in Las Vegas.
That's right, yeah.
Probably we don't have that. But what we're hoping is that we can provide an opportunity where people see corridors of possibilities in terms of going down this alley that can maybe move them to train, go away, start to study at Berkeley, get the opportunity to move at the next level, and then come back and help in whatever way they see fit.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I get really excited, when I'm thinking about where this can go.
Yeah.
And the fact that I was a part of it, it makes me feel as if I've contributed to the development of the arts on the island of Tobago, because as I mentioned, there's so much talent here, and I would really love for there to be that type of platform, that type of opportunity and experience. When they're talking about going to Berkeley and expanding their horizons.
That's what I want to see, development where we have a little problem on this island where people start getting accolades And those accolades literally boom their head, right? And boom their head that they think that they've reached. And that is a problem because you haven't reached. You know what I mean? If you hear real singers in the US, you will have to kind of chill, you know. And I always give that example of you know, years ago when I actually went to Berkeley, I saw this Japanese lady play a night, and after seeing her play, me and my German friend, we didn't play the piano for 2 days.
Wow.
Just out of respect. It was just mind-blowing that you think where you come from, you're good, you're great. And when you get there and you see the level of talent, that humbles you. It brings you down. And I think that's what has to happen in Tobago. Many, many persons have to know you haven't reached. You have got to work some more.
And, you know, I am just happy that we can, you know, provide that platform to show them, yes, you have the talent, but there's so much more that you have to attain. So, you know, I just want to wish the very best to this Tobago Star Quest initiative. And I do hope that corporate Trinidad and Tobago will come on board, like governments, whoever, come on board. Let us invest in our own. We want to call Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. We can contribute to it. So I want to make a call for everybody who is out there. If you think this is something you want to invest in, invest. And let us help the young ones, give them a platform, give them something to work towards, to look towards, and to be proud of. And as you said, you know, to experience it on the outside, to see what other person, they might meet another Japanese person somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, you've got to, you know, it's a big world out here now, and it's a flat world. You know, the internet has now made everything available to us. And my thing is that on November, let me just say, it's not next week. People are getting mixed up. It's November the 28th, which are next 2 Thursdays, right? Not next week, the following Thursday.
That's right. And of course, if you want to be a part of the live audience, Mr. Arnold has said that they started on time. So you want to be there before 7 p.m. Be seated so you can...
And it's only $50.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
$50 to see 18, 19 years of talent here on the island of Tobago. I think it's a steal of a deal. And of course, come out and give them that measure of support. When I was speaking to one of the young guys on the morning show, I think it was yesterday or the day before, he was talking about he hopes everybody comes out. His And they want that. They want the support. In as much as they feel, yes, I can sing or I can play the musical instrument, they want to hear people shouting and you know, giving them that measure of support and encouragement and building their confidence.
And you heard some of these communities come out last night to support their own.
That's right.
And making noise to support their I almost said candidate. but you know what I mean, the performance.
Right. So, you know.
And let me just tell you, Adanna, you, as long as there's Star Quest, you're part of this team forever.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's something that I enjoy. I love doing. So, you know, I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the second semifinals of Star Quest is taking place on the 28th. That's not next Thursday, the Thursday after. The 28th at Shore Park Complex again. $50 for your entrance. It starts promptly at 7 p.m. and another 19.
Yeah, it will be 19 that night. Yes.
Will be taking the stage to display their talent. Come out and support them, and come out, and if you're an investor, come on, buy a ticket and sit in the audience and see who you want to plug in your cash on, or even the entire production of Star Quest as well, as we prepare for next year. And the finals will be coming up in December, so you want to stay tuned as we release the dates and get things going. Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Mr. John Arnold, producer, visionary, and everything else of Tobago Star Quest Next Level, always seeking out talent on the island of Tobago and providing a platform where they can harness that skill and move to the next level. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations here at the Standards Distributions here in Canaan, Tobago. So stay with us, because as we go for this break, we want you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. We are at Standards in Canaan, Tobago. And before we went to the break, we were talking about Tobago Star Quest Next Level and the opportunities it provides for persons with talent on the island of Tobago. Mr. Arnold, I want you to remind our viewers when the next semi-final will be taking place and what they need to do to get there.
So the semi-finals, semi-final 2, would take place on Thursday, November the 28th, which is not next week Thursday, but the following Thursday. And I also want to put a plug for the finals, which is on Saturday, December 14th. So it's kind of easy, right? We were 14 last night. 14 December would be the finals, and that's going to be grand. I also want to say thanks to the Ministry of Sport and Community Development, and also to the Tobago House of Assembly for their support, and several other sponsors, via one, Mr. Solo Beverages. We also have Unitrust, and we're hopeful that there are several others we are hoping will come on board, waiting on those final responses. But I really want to say that I think we are in for a treat. And as we spoke earlier, next year, people are already saying they will be there.
That's
in
right.
terms of participating.
That is what we want. That is what we want, to weed out all the talents within the communities.
Amateur talent, but talent that has the potential.
That's right, that's right. So, it's something that you want to be a part of, as I mentioned before. If you have the pockets, let's invest in what is happening here on the island of Tobago. We're always looking for opportunities to keep people in a place where they have hope. So let's give them some hope as we invest in their time and their talents and take them to the next level. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. We haven't wrapped yet. We have to walk through the showroom. Remember, we are at Standards, and they have so many sales and so many deals ongoing, and you want to be a part of it. I know you're preparing for Christmas. You might be doing some home renovations, and you want your place to spruce up and look a little bit nice, right? So we got stuff in here for you, and we want to take you through the store to see what is happening. So stay with us. We're going for a really, really short break, and we'll be right back. But in the meantime, help us to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.